As a kid, I was very interested in reading. I found it really helped. But I remember going to car boot sales with my granddad, and I'd always come back with armfuls of comic books and annuals and football magazines. And I'd sit there for the rest of the day just reading and reading. As a single parent of two, I know just how easy it is to just let your kids play on the computer games and kind of entertain themselves because you've got so many chores to do around the house. But why not spend 10 minutes with your kids every day, whether it's at bedtime or whether it's when they get home from school, just reading one of their favourite books or something that you might have picked up at the library, because it's going to help their literacy skills so much, and obviously will have a huge impact on their education. Farmer Rafferty always liked to sing as he worked. Who likes to sing here? You like to sing sometime? What about you two? Don't think it's good enough to just rely on the teachers to educate our children. I think a large amount of responsibility falls on our shoulders as well, so when they come home, we basically support the teachers and everything that they're trying to instill in our children by carrying on that at home. These are my simple top tips to get kids interested in reading. So firstly, number one, I think it's never underestimate the fact that children don't just like hearing a story, but they also love the fact that it's you spending time with them as well. When you're reading them and you've got one under one arm there, you're holding a book and reading to them, they could not be in a happier place at that moment in time. Don't just read the book flat out, actually get your kids to interact. Ask them, what do they think about the characters? Where do they think the story's gonna go? Let their imaginations run wild. Kids really enjoy it when you bring the characters to life in a book by actually using different voices for them. So really get into the book and they'll get so much more out of it.
So McDonald's and Harper Collins have teamed up to hand out Michael Morpurgo books with every Happy Meal for the next month. It's a fantastically important campaign because currently 1 in 3 children don't own a book, which is roughly 4 million. Therefore, the National Literacy Trust are supporting this campaign because obviously getting that amount of books into children's hands could well be their first book, and therefore if it's going to be the stimulus to make them go on and enjoy reading, then it can only be beneficial for these children. It's ultimately books and reading are really the kind of the cornerstone for a child's education. I think a lot of parents don't really appreciate that from the very formative years, that if you can introduce your children to books, then by the time they arrive at school, they've got far more likely to go on and achieve and get grades, and obviously from there go on into employment. I mean, you hear a lot of very scary stories from primary school teachers about children arriving at school, and not only can they not read, but they're not even really aware of what a book is. They don't know which way to hold it up, they don't know how to turn the pages. You know, it's a whole new concept to them. So the fact that McDonald's are introducing these books to children means that all of a sudden they get to play with something which they might not be used to. And like I say, that really is the kind of the cornerstone to their future education.
Yeah!